Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekend update, April 4th. We are already into April. Spring market is crushing. Weather is pretty. A little bit of rain today. Weather's beautiful, and things are very bright and shiny, including this graphic up here that the RealTrends came out today. Thought it bright and shiny. I kept seeing that sunlight up there, but so the RealTrends 500 came out, and they're very RealTrends Verified rankings. We're one of the best brokerages in the United States of America. Pretty amazing. Fourth in volumes out of all the private independent companies in the whole country. Amazing stuff. 18th overall in volume, 19th overall in transactions. We were the top 5 in movers in the last 5 years. What that means is we've had the most growth out of anywhere in the top 5 companies in the whole country in growth in the last 5 years. And the ones next to that are like the EXPs and the Reals, the online brokerages. To be in the top 5 of that group, it's insane, guys. That's all organic. That's all word of mouth. That's all you growing. That's all of us here in a 2-hour radius, not even a nationwide company. So just incredibly proud of every single one of you and how we've grown this amazing brokerage together. So thank you. We'll have more stuff coming out on social, more stuff on email that you guys can share with that, and some graphics you can put in your listing presentations. And I was at our mastermind lunch yesterday, and I don't think I realized how many of our top producers and how many of you have this great Samson stuff, and you brag about us being number 1 in the DMV and number 1 in all these different areas and land that when it comes to your listing presentations. And I'm really just tickled that you guys are so proud of the brokerage you work for, and that's a big part of your listing presentation. Not only what a great job you're going to do, but what a great company you work for and the leverage you have with that. So awesome stuff. Congratulations to everyone, and we will get more information out to you, but I wanted to get that news out to start the update. So we'll dive in with our weekly market reports now. First, we'll dive into the whole DMV, everything going on in the DC metropolitan area. So 22,700 showings last week, up almost 18% from a year ago at this time. That's tremendous, guys. For the most part, our showings have not been up compared to year over year. A lot of this, we've seen some trickle down in interest rates the last couple of days. 10-year Treasury way down. A lot of people very optimistic that rates are going to slide in the near future. Casey Samson was throwing out some crazy stuff yesterday, saying that he thought 10-year arms could be in the 4s in the next couple weeks. But I'm not ready to go there. We may have made a bet at lunch about it, but I do think the rates are in a good spot right now. So 3% less showings than last week, but still really good for this week. Purchase contracts, 1,423, up 6% from a year ago at this point. So good stuff there. Our new listings, 1,741. So I just realized I was going through this. This week a year ago, I think might have been Easter week. So some of these skewed stats from a year ago, this week might be skewed because 43% more listings than last year at this time seems like a lot, but 6% more showings than a week ago. Our active inventory. So this is not skewed at all, and this is a crazy jump. Right now we have 7,581 listings in the DMV. That's a 52% increase from a year ago at this time. 52%. Guys, this was 20 and 25. I was talking about it weeks ago. Last week it was 40, and I thought that was tremendous. It went up to 52% this week. That means all the things that we're saying out there's a lot more inventory. A couple of things that means buyers have choices. All right, there's going to be more options for them. As a seller, you need to make sure your listing looks good, price good, or it's going to sit. If it does, though, we're still seeing a lot of multiple offer situations, but 52% more inventory than last year at this time. And there are some counties that are up 60, 70, 80, 100% over last year. So really interesting data there. So I love that here. It's very similar across the board there. I'm just looking at that active listing inventory right away. 49% in the North Central Virginia area, more than last year at this time. Our showings, pretty flat, actually down from a week ago, down 14%. Our contracts, pretty flat across the board. Our new listings, up 40% from a year ago, but again, last year could have been Easter week, up 5% from last week. So pretty good information. The thing there's 49% more active inventory is a big number. It's a big number. I like it because I like a little bit more balanced market, but it is true across all of our footprint. Baltimore Metro, this was like 20 last week, so it's 29% this week, as far as 29% more inventory right now than there was last year. So interesting data there. Showings pretty flat, down 2% from last week. Contracts up 1%. New listings up 7% from last week. So we got more listings than last week, about the same amount of showings, but a lot more inventory on the market than at this point last year. Last one we look at is Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle. Remember, this is our smallest sample size, 2,140 showings, so we're down 6% from last week. Not a ton, but a little bit less showings. Contracts 200, down 4% from last week. Nothing to stress about too much. The new listings, though, up 24% from last week. That's a lot more listings on the market. That's like 60 more listings added to on a number like that. So that's a big deal. Active inventory 1,362, 25% more than last year at this time. So big numbers across the board when it comes to more inventory on the market. And that's what these up-to-date stats are saying in Bright. Remember, Bright also has that DC Metro page that you can go in, and it actually dives into each county that they've created just for this kind of the Doge scenario where they're a little bit worried about is inventory going to flux in. And I think we're seeing it, but not nearly what people were worried about. Last week's rock stars, top performers. Number 1 in the company volume. Way to go, Taylor Mitchell. Fantastic job, young Taylor. Great job. Tracy Davis, number 2. Denise Vu, number 3. Jennifer Fang, number 4. And Chris Lee, number 5. Great list there. Our top 5 in transactions for the week. Tracy Davis, Taylor Mitchell, Dilyara Daminova. Great job, DD. Chelsea Owusu, and Denise Vu. Great job to our top 5s in the company in volume and transactions. Our top 5 teams for last week in volume. Jason and the Shepherd Homes Group, bringing it home. Great job, Jason and Shepherd Homes Group. Casey Samson team, great job, Uncle Casey. Fox Homes, number 3. One Street Company, number 4. And the Carolyn Young team, number 5. Fantastic work. Our top 5 teams in transactions. Shepherd Homes Group, number 1. Carolyn Young team, number 2. One Street, number 3. Fox Homes, number 4. And the Monumental Team, number 5. Just some tremendous teams on both those lists there. All right, shameless self-promotion here. Boosting agent performance with the latest tools and technology. I guess I'd figure out what to say there by Wednesday. But I'm going to be in a RIS meeting. It's a national panel. There's a couple brokers on there talking about latest tools and technologies, agent development. Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Now here's the selfless promotion part. I'm going to send this out. It's going to be on our socials here in the next couple of days. Register. If you don't want to come, that's fine. But register because it makes us look cool. Let's show the power of Samson. They're going to look back and be like, 5,000 people registered for this and 4,500 of them from Samson? That would look pretty cool, right? They'll probably invite me back to all this stuff, right? So at a minimum, register for the webinar. Hopefully come in Wednesday afternoon if you're free and watch. Hopefully I'll say something interesting. I'll think about it between now and then. But in all seriousness, I know I'm joking, guys, but I love getting it. It only builds our brand, builds our exposure, which is why I do these things so that we continue to push forward as a brokerage and as a company together here. So Wednesday at 2, I'll be on that webinar with RIS Media. So excited for that. We've got our spring sales meeting will be April 23rd. It's a week later because spring break is that 16th week, and we figure a lot of people will be in and out. So it's the 23rd, which is the Wednesday after Easter. A lot less companies or a lot less school districts on spring break there. So the 23rd, we'll do our sales meeting. Remember, it's virtual, 9 a.m., 9 to 10, 9 to 10:15, and we need you all. We need you in the conversation. And not only be there, but ready to talk. We're better together when we can all learn and talk to each other. If you're interested in being a coach, scan that QR code or go to Samson Plus on the Cardinal Nest page. We're going to do a no-coach training session with Richard Bridges. If you want to join Samson Plus, scan that by April 17th. We're looking for more coaches. March Madness. Get this up next to me there, Justin and Vinny, so I can see this because we got some brackets to look at. So our women's top going into the Final Four, which starts tonight. Danielle Jones, one of our great marketing assistants here. Number 1, Nick Bibry, number 2, King Snyder, number 3. Oh, Donny Samson, number 4. Look at that. So I have UConn winning. We have 4 different champions up there. Kate might be in trouble because UCLA is not in it anymore. But UConn, I really like Paige Buckets, Paige Beckers. I like their chances. But if UConn wins it, I think I got a good chance. So we'll see. You guys can't let me win because then I'll be insufferable. On the men's side, Cassie Crispin, I love it. She's still holding on to first place, and she's got Duke, so I like Cassie's chances there. Gina Amatangelo, look, there you go. Amit, number 3. We got T. Ross in there, number 4, so here I guess he's tied for 3rd, but which, when it comes to having Florida as the champion, the highest one in Florida gives you a shot there as well. So should play out good, given prizes to the top 3. I think with 4 number 1 seeds in there, it's gonna become who gets the champion, and the women's got 3 number 1s and a number 2. So thanks everybody that played in that bracket, and we'll have the results next week, or I guess by Tuesday, for everybody. So excited about that this weekend. Remember, we got great lunch and learns all over the areas, all the areas and the area. So I know personally I'll be I'm going to be in Annapolis. I know that one. So I'll be there. I think I'll be somewhere, some of the other places, but I don't remember right now. Chantilly, so down in the Tap House. I know I'll be there. Oh, McLean. I'm jumping the gun here, but Jay Gilbert's Wood Fried Steaks and Seafood. I will be doing that one on May 8th because, and remember, you get recruiting rewards if you bring people to us. But on May 8th, we're going to announce this coming up soon. But that's going to be our grand opening party for our new McLean office. I'm just putting it out there, and then everybody's going to have to hurry up and get the signs up. But our plan to move from McLean is May 1st. May 1st, we can move in there. The office is ready. We're really working on signage right now. But we've got a lunch and learn plan for the 8th. We're going to have our grand opening party for the 8th in the afternoon. So McLean office, we're looking to make a big splash there. We are going to have grand opening parties in Hagerstown and Front Royal as soon as we get some signage up. We like to have the outside signs up so then we can bring people in. It really looks like our home, not somebody else's home when we go to do our grand opening. So hopefully we're waiting on county permits. Hopefully a couple weeks we can schedule all 3 of those grand opening parties. So May 8th in McLean, though, look for that. Let's dive into the Cardinal trends. Remember, direct corollaries to me and days on market and contract price. Let's start with Virginia in the middle there. 55%, the blue. 55% of the contracts were in the market 0 to 7 days, and 50% of things went over list price. It's a pretty good correlation. In Maryland, D.C., 43% went less than 7 days, 35% over list price. West Virginia, 36% went quick, 43% over list price. So you can see the blues to the blues, blacks to blacks, whites to whites. The white was 8 to 21 days. So as much as we see more inventory coming out, the fact that 55, 43, and 36% of our contracts were in less than 7 days, to me, it's still showing that, look, it's going quick if it looks good and sells good. We're not in trouble in the market by any stretch of the imagination. Contingencies, like you are getting seller subsidy a lot in West Virginia, about a quarter of the time in Virginia and Maryland, D.C. Our financing contingency, we're getting it about 85, 86% of the time West Virginia, 70 in Virginia, 83 in Maryland, D.C. as well. Appraisal contingency, we're getting it about 65 to 85% of the time across the board. Home inspection, West Virginia 50-50 this week. Normally they're a lot higher. Virginia about a third of the time, and Maryland, D.C. only a fifth of the time. Normally Virginia's the lowest on that. But so this is 169 contracts, guys. A lot of these companies are putting this data out there. Like, out of the last 10 contracts we've gotten, they're doing data off 10 contracts. That's not really data. Okay, that's a couple outliers that aren't telling you a full story. 169 contracts, that's telling you a story of what's going on in the marketplace right now. Last one there. The buyer agency compensation, 99% of our deals paid the buyer rep from the seller. So I still love that number. 96% of those were 2% or higher. So we're still getting paid our comp, we're still getting paid good comp, and we're still getting it from the seller. So I love all those trends. Let's dive into the classes in education. Our group coaching class, free for the week, is Lisa Fry. She's going to talk about creating the perfect day as a realtor. Oh, I want the perfect day as a realtor. I want to find out what that is. So you can hop into that Zoom Tuesday at 10 o'clock with Lisa, our free training from Samson Plus. Our HQ next week will be in Bowie. Really excited to jump in, see our great Bowie agents. Sarah and I are a little bit earlier that day because we've got a lunch and learn. I've got a lunch and learn in Annapolis. So 10 to 11 we'll be on stage. Some great training throughout the day. One of my new favorites, Justin Kennedy, doing top producing tactics in the afternoon. Love that. You'll love Justin. He's a great guy. So some great classes from our staff all throughout the day there. So we'll see you on Wednesday in Bowie. Then we'll be at Chantilly later in the month. Next month, we can tell you we're already in Waldorf and Lake Ridge. We can tell you this for sure. I think we might have another one in there on May 7th, but I'm not sure. We'll announce that at some point here soon. So we've got a lot of great HQDUs coming up. Those are really the best place to dive in, engage, network, learn from all of our staff. It is worth your day, I promise you. All right, full schedule. Monday, weekly boost with Glenn Hamilton. Get your week start off great. Zillow Showcase trading 11 to 12. Guys, Zillow Showcase has been a tremendous asset. And the reason I know it is we have Facebook posts now. People are like, hey, then we tried Zillow Showcase. I'm looking to try it. And 25 people will be like how much they loved it. You know, I had Dustin Fox and his team are using it a ton. Jason and his team, Carolyn and his team, or her team, and they're all using it because they're getting great leverage. You know, I saw a story just this morning. Johnny G had tried it for the first time, and the buyer for the house actually reached out to him through Showcase, and he got the buyer from it. So I'm a big believer in Showcase. We did just cut a new deal with them, so we got another year of $250 per Showcase for you all, which is way below the industry price, less than half price. So excited to offer that out to all of y'all. Monday, 12 o'clock, luncheon with Town and Country Movers. That's in Chantilly. Print marketing class, 3 o'clock on Monday. We've got group coaching. We talked about Lisa at 10 o'clock. Spring into Action, which is a great class in the Waldorf office at 10 o'clock. We've got Bold Trail class with Will at noon. It's a website setting. So if you're building your website, we'll help you through that. Sky Slip training Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, we've got our HQU all day in Bowie, including Justin Kennedy as our special presenter. Website settings, Wednesday at noon again with Will. Mastermind group Thursday morning for $5 to $10 million. If you're in that range, jump into that Zoom. It's a great mastermind to learn from each other. The Mastermind Road Shows. This is a great group. They're going to be in Gainesville Thursday 10 to 12. Encourage you to join there if you're in the Gainesville office. We've got another CMA class. So if you look for a good place to do CMAs, Bold Trail has a great system to do that. Bold Trail Present used to be called Core Present. We'll dive into how to do that Thursday at 12 o'clock. It's a great class. Learning Trails with Lynn Thursday afternoon, and then your Master Your Marketing class with Lynn as well, 2:30 on Thursday. Friday, Fast Track Commercial Training with Aladdin. Get your Friday started with your coffee and Aladdin if you're interested in commercial. Contract and Addendum Training, 10 o'clock. Friday Financing at 10 o'clock with First Heritage. And then Sky Slip to close out the week with Stephanie. Save the dates, spring break ahead. So we've got commercial real estate class coming up Thursday, the 22nd. This will be in our studio here. This had a great, this commercial real estate 102. Sorry, it took me a second there. 101 had a ton of great people at. Ahmad and Khalid did a great job. People really diving into all their knowledge in commercial. So if you're interested, continue to learn about commercial. Tuesday the 22nd, that'll be in studio here. Seller consultations with Lynn Thursday the 24th. So there's some classes later in the month. I want you to get in your calendar now because this is good stuff. That's in Frederick. Coffee with Casey Thursday the 24th here in studio as well. And then just a reminder, we've got so many great resources here at Samson. Dive in. I know there's a million things and you're like overwhelmed by all the stuff. Just do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. That's what I would encourage you to do. Start with an HQU. Start with this class. Start with this class. Build up that business little by little. And I would encourage you to open your mind to learning new things. We all are successful in our business, or maybe you're not, and you definitely need to be open to new things. But even if you're successful in plussing along, open yourself up to an HQU. Open yourself up to a mastermind. Join a group. Talk to others. You never know what you're going to hear that could spin your business positive in a good way. That's the reason I go to all these brokerage forums and classes, and I listen to anybody because, look, I think we're doing great stuff here, but you never know what someone's going to say. It's going to spark what we could do better, at Samson, or what I can help you all to do better. So thank you for all your tremendous growth and support, and just continue to do a great job. Continue and please use Cardinal Title Group. The more you use us, the more you support Cardinal, the more we can pour back into you all. We've got great staff over there. I wish I could keep them super busy for the next, forever, but especially these next 3, 4, 5 months as we dive into the spring market. The more you support us, the more that we'll continue to make this the best brokerage around. I'm really so excited about everything we have going on here, and it's all of your guys' hard work and support that help that make that happen. So thank you all. I will be at ball fields all weekend. We got big lacrosse games. I'm coaching a new 6th grade AAU basketball team. It's our first tournament this weekend, Loudon Flex. So we're excited about that. So I'm excited. I've been working with those girls for 4 or 5 weeks, and we finally get to play our first tournament this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But just so many great things going on, and I pray that you have a great time with family, great time in business this weekend. Let us know if we can help you out. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next Wednesday in Bowie. Take care.